Thanks,
If we could invite Mpuku to come and join us.
Thanks, Minister of Communications, my cabinet colleague, Nomvula Mponyane. I hope you have recovered.
I'm trying.
Try, my sister. Representatives of the Sisulu family, Ms. Nonzigelelo Sisulu, members of the media. Mama Albertina Nonzigelelo Tetiwe was born on the 21st of October 1918 in the village of Kamama in the Eastern Cape. On Sunday, the 21st of October, our country will be celebrating what would have been Ma Sisulu's 100th birthday under the theme Albertina Sisulu, a woman of fortitude. This is in recognition of a lifelong struggle for freedom and democracy that was underpinned by courage, discipline, integrity, and the love for her country. Ma Sisulu's life was characterized by service with high levels of integrity and dignity. She was a health worker who never wavered from her values as a caring, professional nurse and midwife. She led with humility as she fought for the human rights of others, never tiring in her pursuit for equality and justice for all. In commemorating Ma Sisulu's centenary, all spheres of our government, including the private sector, hosted several events across the country. Our government also dedicated the 2018 Women's Month to the life and legacy of Ma Sisulu and celebrated under the theme 100 Years of Albertina Sisulu, Women United in Moving South Africa Forward. Some of the highlights is the lecture that was hosted on Tuesday, the 9th of October, which was presented by Ms. Grasa Machel. Yesterday, cabinet members wore T-shirts, a regalia designed to mark the centenary of Mama Albertina Sisulu, as you saw us on the steps of State Tennis. Portion of the proceeds from the T-shirts would go to the Albertina Sisulu Bursary Fund for nurses. Call to action. As we move towards what would have been 100 years birthday of Ma Sisulu, Cabinet calls on all our people to honor her memory by embracing her spirit, by volunteering at primary health care centers, at creches, and regularly visiting those in our community that are in need for help and support. In her words, in my family, Ubuntu was a case of action, not words. Let us all awaken the Ma Sisulu spirit in all of us and encourage especially younger generation to carry that baton in continuing the legacy of Ma Sisulu. A Women of Fortitude campaign. Drawing on that inspiration of Ma Sisulu, our government will launch #Women of Fortitude, which is a movement of 100 women to drive a conversation of how women of today can continue that legacy of Ma Sisulu. These women are expected to create a chain of active citizens and invite women all over the world to become women of fortitude and change the world by leading as women. The following are some of the selected values for the criteria of women of fortitude. Passionate and committed to inspiring positive change for a better South Africa. Display strength of character, resilience, courage, and bravery. A high level of professionalism in their respective fields of work, and inspiration to other women, and appreciation of the legacy of Ma Sisulu. Ability and willingness to initiate ideas or projects that can contribute to disadvantaged communities and make a meaningful difference. The commemoration of Ma Sisulu's 100th-year birthday celebration, 21st October. In commemorating Ma Sisulu's birthday on Sunday, the 21st of October, our President of the Republic, President Cyril Ramaphosa, will join the Sisulu family by laying a wreath at Ma Sisulu's gravesite starting at 7:30. This will be followed by a special church service at 9:30, which will be held at the Orlando West Holy Cross Anglican Church in Soweto. The official unveiling of the renovated creche next to the church and the symbolic 600 meters walk to the library. And lunch will be served at the Albertina Sisulu School for Children with Disabilities. All initiatives are in Orlando West except for the Red Lane that is at Kurus Cemetery in Johannesburg. On the same day, our government urges all South Africans and the world to join our president and the Sisulu family in a national prayer honoring that life and legacy of this great stalwart. The Sisulu family have also partnered with Global Citizens in advocating the SDG health and gender goals to further Masisulu's commitment to both healthcare and women's rights. A comprehensive program of activities will be placed on the government website www.gcis.gov.za. Let us join the conversation, #Masisulu100. At this juncture, may we call Miss Ntsidi Sisulu, the granddaughter who has taken not only the name, but the legacy.
The ministers and members of the media, good morning. Indeed, my name is Ntsidi Sisulu. I'd like to take this time to thank the chairperson of the INC together with Cabinet, Minister Khadebe, for actually taking the time to reflect on Masisulu's life and honour her. Incidentally, on the day that she was buried, in Noordgesig, a strike was intended. But instead of the people striking and blocking the road towards the cemetery, they stood and placed a guard of honour in her memory. That's the kind of impact Masisulu had. But even in death, she was able to calm the storms of a community. Her impact lied at the level of a community. As we look towards her birthday, I think it's also quite interesting that it happens on a Sunday, given that her banning orders included that she was banned from all religious gatherings. Holy Cross was literally about 10 steps away from her home, but she was never allowed to attend. But as we look to her 21st birthday, Masisulu contributed to giving birth to many a child of freedom and democracy as well. And perhaps for us as a family, what's really important is the question of what is it that each of us are going to give birth to. And perhaps the challenge is give birth to something that makes South Africa great. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ministers. Can we allow for questions? And maybe let's start in Pretoria. Willie, do you have any questions in Pretoria?
Good morning, and good morning to the honorable ministers and the guests. From Pretoria, we don't have questions as yet. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I can take questions anytime.
Good morning, Minister. Paul Becchiaro from Bloomberg. Has National Treasury given Cabinet a briefing on the NTBPS, what they expect for the interest? I'm not asking what's inside, but I want to know the process considering the change in finance minister's contract.
Minister Chantal, President from African Youth Agency. The Cabinet had all discussed the situation with the Metro Rail Transport and the continued arson attacks on trains. Minister Ndimande did mention that he was going to escalate the situation to the JTPS. Has that happened at all?
Thanks.
Good morning, Annika Larson here from ENCA. Just a question as to whether, if the Cabinet Minister has been found to have lied under oath in a judicial construct, whether they will face any censure. Thank you.
And I'll take those two hands on the microphone. Oh, you hand it on. Okay.
Good morning. My name is Tubasa from the SABC. Now that Minister Khatebe is here, Minister, I have it on good authority that petrol will be going up again just before December. Has the government given up on cushioning the working class on these spiraling prices of petrol?
Thanks, Kate.
Thanks. Morning, Kate Davis, Eyewitness News. I just want to find out about the decision for government to no longer be involved in the system of and storage and installation. Did that affect the admission of the just wasn't working out? And also, how is the information?
Thanks. Can we take those questions?
On the DBS, the matter never served before cabinet. But we do hope that the relevant ministry and the relevant cluster would actually reflect and at an appropriate time a statement would come from the side of government. On Metro Rail, this matter received attention prior to the cabinet meeting, and indeed there is a team that now involves the South African Police Service, that involves the Department of Transport, as well as cooperative governance and traditional affairs, that has to look at these kind of issues, because the latest was just this very week. And we do hope that, as Minister Mande has publicly announced, this is something that must be seen as one of the economic crimes, because it does affect the economy as well as the production level of workers who feel insecure as well as disadvantaged in terms of the movement. So that team, up until it actually comes back and gives a report, Cabinet would allow the cluster working together with the Department of Transport and local government to deal with those issues. Our commitment still rests on provision of a safe and secure public transport system that will also be reliable. We urge communities to refrain from destruction of property, whether it being trains or any other property in the event of protest. People have a right to protest, but it is a criminal offense to destroy property that is valuable, especially public property. On the censure against ministers, we haven't discussed and resolved on this matter. We do understand that there are due processes that get followed, and it is on the basis of that that the determination is then made. Minister Khatebe will respond on the petrol hike. On set-top boxes, yes, three things have come out of the assessment: that it is not sustainable for government to be the one that procures and stores, because again, with the development and advance of technology, some of the interventions that were considered have come to be obsolete, and hence you need a hybrid of intervention, the establishment of an advisory council, the partnership with the manufacturing sector in terms of appliances, as well as the skilling of young people with regard to the creation of new job opportunities for installation, and the relationship also that has to be there with those that are in telecommunication. And lastly, looking at a block-by-block approach, as Cabinet has also supported that phase-in approach, starting with the province of the Free State, and then the Northwest and the Northern Cape, precisely because the Northern Cape, especially around the SKA, already there are areas that have already been switched off from analog to digital. So the advisory council that is a multidisciplinary council is the one now that is giving us the advice. We are also doing an evaluation of what might have gone wrong and the lessons learned from the past. We're not the only country that had to change gear with regard to digital migration. Various other developed countries have also had those experiences, but we're also learning in terms of best practice from our own neighboring countries, such as Namibia, as well as some of the countries here in Africa. We have also been exposed to how Tanzania has dealt with these issues, and also how the United States itself just opted to have a one-way kind of a solution. We believe with our own development challenges, we need to prioritize those rural and far-flung areas, particularly those areas that are in the neighboring towns adjacent to other countries in Southern Africa. And on the spectrum, as we have said, we expect comments that would come and various options. Today, as we speak, Minister Siabonga is meeting with the industry to look at these very issues, and at an appropriate time would then come with the details around the auctioning, save also setting aside part of it for digital migration. Minister Hadeli.
Thanks, colleague. There was another question on the medium-term budget policy statement, whether Cabinet was briefed. Yes, indeed, Cabinet was briefed, as it is normal course. In preparation for the medium-term budget policy statement, there will be a special Cabinet meeting that also includes premiers and MECs. So that is the normal course. On a specific question on the issue of petrol hikes, the government is deeply concerned about the rising cost of petrol in South Africa, which is largely caused by the rand-dollar exchange rate, as well as the crude oil prices that are skyrocketing at the moment. Yesterday I was tracking Bloomberg. It was around about $84 per barrel. So this is the basic problem. You recall that about 2 months ago, the President was also concerned, and we asked the Economic Cluster to look at this matter, of which we've been looking. There is a task team that is constituted by the Department of Energy and National Treasury to look at what needs to be done in order to cushion the blight of our people, particularly consumers. We also recall that we take an extraordinary decision in September not to hike the price, taking advantage of the fund that exists in the Central Energy Fund. This was the once-off decision that we took. Also last week, the Department of Energy started a consultation process with the petroleum industry with specific reference of asking their expert advice what the impact would be if we were to set a maximum price for 93 American. So we've given the industry until the 18th of October to respond to us, after which we will take the appropriate decision. So to answer your question directly, we are deeply concerned. That is why we are looking at all avenues of how we can be able to come and assist us. Thank you.
Who's from the SABC? I'm sorry, angizwa lutho, hey?
And secondly, the previous commission here, the target, some could not meet their targets that are there in shortfall. Also, the cabinet confirmed what is it likely now that SARS will meet their target.
Okay. All right, a forensic investigation